Welcome to the EmpowHER Pods, where women, money, and purpose all collide in an insanely powerful, sweet, and short punch of inspiration. I'm your host, Olivia Jaras. Good morning, my friend. Happy Monday. Again, I am here in my car. Just dropped off the kiddos, and today I have something so freaking important to talk to you about. So important. I forgot my headset, so there might be a little bit more of a background noise, but today is really about allowing yourself to be obsessed with what obsesses you, to allow yourself to acknowledge just how crazy, wild your dreams are, and how ridiculous and ridiculously big that dream you have inside is. And just to, again, allow yourself to decide that you are entitled and required to pursue this dream. And immerse yourself in what obsesses you. Stop settling for mediocrity. Quit telling yourself that it's okay to have less than everything you want. Because it's not. It really isn't. You have those dreams. You think about them day in and day out, and yet you're still settling for less. Do you think that's okay? Do you think you would tell your daughters or your son to settle for less than what they want and deserve? Absolutely not. You'd never put up with that. And yet, you're doing that yourself. You're not leading by example. So think about your legacy. Think about, the mediocre life that you are leading in comparison to where you want to go and what you want to do. And sure, it's fine. Like, your life might be beautiful. You might have all these great things. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that your life in its very own way with all of its reality, maybe you have fancy clothes, maybe you have fancy cars, and you have a great family life, what have you. Maybe all that's great. But what I'm talking about when I'm saying mediocrity is all of those things that you know and you want to say yes to, but you're not allowing yourself to do so because you keep telling yourself that you don't want it, you don't need it, and that, you don't have to be that wealthy or that rich or that ambitious, right? You've allowed yourself to be an example of what society dictates that you should be, what's appropriate. And you settle for this version of success that requires you to be all sorts of things that you're actually not, and that you're not interested in being. And this is a pattern. It's such a freaking pattern. I mean, literally, as I'm recording this, I'm sitting in the drop-off parking lot because I felt so inspired and motivated after seeing so many moms that fit that mold, right? That it's they believe that success requires them to be everything that they're naturally not. And you can see it in their faces that they've put their dreams in the back burner to be what society has dictated that they need to be in order to fulfill that role. Do you see the pattern that's being run here? It's the people, it's the idea, it's the trying to mold yourself rather than be yourself and to be that version of you that excites you to be. It's a pattern, don't you think? And it really, quite honestly, it's a very boring pattern to aspire to. Stop looping this cycle and wake up to realize that life is not going to be as you want it to be until you wake the heck up and realize there was never going to be any other way than admitting who you are. Expand into who you are. Expand into that version of you that you crave to be. And that you think about it all the time. Into that chaos, that mayhem, that being too much. That dance with being completely unbalanced. That knowingness that you were born for so much more. Right? It's not about which way is better or not. It's not that this is what someone should look like and act like. If that comes naturally to you, go for it. But what I'm saying is if you take a deep look into your life, there's probably a lot of ways in which you're not being who you really are. And this is all about being who you really are. Like, who are you when you're at home? Within your soul, not within your house, right? But within your soul, when you're in your Zen, when you're in that just part of you that is lit up, excited. Remember, being excited about something where you can let go and shine, right? And some people might deem that inappropriate. They might say that that's not how it should be. That's bitchy. That looks too fierce, too much, too lit up. It might scare people and intimidate them. It can totally trigger them and shake them. She's unbalanced, they might say. Oh, that's so sad. Who does she think she is? What the fuck is even balance? You did not come here for balance. This is seriously not paddleboarding. You're not here to paddleboard and balance your way through life. It's not about pursuing balance. You're not on a scale. It's about saying yes to who you are and not to who you're being told to be. This is not what you signed up for. Not what you continue to play here with this broken record, pretending to be what society wants you to be. So I want you to admit it. Admit that you've become completely lazy and bloated and weak. You've given in to what others think is appropriate. And because of that, you've set aside your too muchness. So I'm here today to light that fire under your butt today. Because that burn that you feel inside is exactly who you should be. It is too much for a lot of people. And that is just fine. Again, listen, think of life is a river, right? You pop in at a starting point and the river's going to take you downstream into a lake. Now, if you're in a paddleboard trying to balance your way down to the stream, through the stream, you're going to get chewed up and spit out by those rapids that life inevitably brings. So why not trade your paddleboard for a kayak and let the water take you with the flow? Let the flow be who it needs to be, which is that version of you that's inside, that's wanting to come out. Stop trying to balance. Stop trying to pretend that you're not too much, because you are. And that is the beauty of you. So, listen, and when you think about it, it bores you. It makes you bored out of your mind to settle with everything that you are not. It is so depleting, so draining. And it dampens that burn. That burn that is you. So forget the world and let them go. Because guess what? They'll never understand you. They never did understand you. Unleash that fire that you have within. because that's what you came for. And that's what we're all waiting to see from you.
Today's episode was brought to you by Salary Coaching for Women, where you can access all the tools you need to get paid what you deserve. Why do you need to hop on over there right now? Well, because you know it and I know it. When women get hold of more money, we make the world a better place. So if you are a professional woman, a female entrepreneur, or anything in between, hop on over to www.salarycoaching.com and check out all of the resources they have for you ASAP.